All right. Good evening, everybody. What's up? It's Silky Smooth with another episode of the Smooth Experience. Every day we end up talking about anything that's pretty much interesting to me. And lately it's been cryptocurrencies, and I have a feeling that it's going to be like that for a while. So I usually like to end up putting out some updates about crypto news. Sometimes they're consistent. I'm trying to get them more consistent as I learn this technology. Bear with me, but that doesn't mean that I haven't been learning about this stuff in the background. So let's get into some crypto news updates, shall we? Okay, for today, this is pretty cool because first up, we have something pretty interesting coming to us from Google. There's going to end up being Google Tez, which is like it's the word for fast in Hindi. And basically, what these guys are going to go ahead and try to do is they're going to try to end up revolutionizing the payments industry. And with everything that we talk about on this channel and everything that is going on with cryptocurrencies right now, I have a feeling that they might end up coming up with their own type of way of doing their own payments if it's not going to be blockchain. If it's not blockchain, I have a feeling that they're already behind. So there's that. Next, let's just take a look at this. Hey, let's just look at some of the different opinions because I love this article that's coming out from Quartz, and it's talking about what the world's financial bigwigs think about Bitcoin. And what's interesting is that, watch my previous videos, watch anything going on in the headlines right now, and you'll see that this guy right here is not buying it, is what he's saying. And it's so funny that this caption is like this because JP Morgan's actually one of the biggest purchasers of Bitcoin right now, right after they said that it's a fraud. And then check this out. There's other people that are saying other things. Ben Bernanke, former chairman of the Federal Reserve, Bitcoin has serious problems. Warren Buffett, the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, one of the most wealthy investors in the world, says Bitcoin is not a currency. Mark Carney, governor of the Bank of England, says there's potential to enhance resilience. And I think Mark Carney is actually kind of onto something there. So good for having some insights on that. And then, apologize like if I'm butchering any of these names, but Vitor Constancio, vice president of the European Central Bank, says Bitcoin is a sort of tulip. What does that mean? He's talking about how there was a tulip phase and there was a tulip craze a long time ago. And this is in centuries ago. And it's basically one of the biggest bubbles I'm sorry, it's not one of the biggest, but it's actually the first bubble that was ever created in a market where there were certain tulips that were being bought, and these tulips were being pretty much just hyped up to being like the best tulips ever, and all these elite people wanted these tulips, and they were all trying to keep up with each other, so they all had to get the same tulips, right? And they had to get these specific tulips in order to show their prowess, if you will. And the Tulip Bubble was actually one of the first economic bubbles that ever happened because tulips were not important before these people just said they were important. And that's when the price inflated super big on them. And then at some point, the market couldn't handle it and pop, bubble pop. And then everybody realized, hey, tulips are just like any other flower that grows out of the ground. Can't believe I've been paying so much for tulips. So those are people that are being hoodwinked or scammed, is the people that are buying tulips. So this guy, the vice president of the European Central Bank, is saying Bitcoin is for people that like to be scammed. They're getting scammed right now. So it's all good, guys. Tell me if this is a scam. Tell me if these decentralized currencies are more obsolete than what they were offering us before. Because, I'm done taking what you offer, man. I'm starting to get ready to use my own money. In fact, I've already been using my own money for a while. So it's going to be hard to going back to the money that you guys want to control and give me. Just saying, man. I'm just saying that's the root of all this. And you guys, You can get all into this too. Look, this is just it. Ray Dalio, the founder of Bridgewater Associates, Bitcoin is a bubble. Aswath Damodaran, the professor of New York University, says cryptocurrencies have taken the role of gold. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, it's a fraud. Mario Draghi, President European Central Bank, it would actually not be in our powers to prohibit and regulate. So Mario, thank you, bro. I think you're kind of on. You get my thumbs up. James Gorman, I'm going to give you thumbs up or thumbs down, depending on if you're with it or if you're not, and if you're approaching it with the right mindset and the right heart, and if your third eye is open, or if it's not. James Gorman, CEO, Morgan Stanley, it's more than just a fad. You get my thumbs up because you're recognizing it. Abby Johnson, CEO of Fidelity, I'm a believer. Abby, you get my thumbs up. Neil Kashkari, president of the Federal Reserve of Minneapolis, it's too early to know where this is going to go. Okay? You get my thumbs up for being smart and not completely trashing it. Paul Krugman, the professor of City of New York, Bitcoin is evil. Okay, bro, you get my thumbs down. Haruhiku Kuroda, sorry, I'm not trying to disrespect any of you if I'm butchering these names. He's the governor of the Bank of Japan. It says Bitcoin may have the potential of significantly changing the structure of financial services. Okay, you get my thumbs up, but barely, because that's like the easiest thing to say right now. That's like saying, like, the sun may make plants grow tomorrow, and there is the possibility of that happening. Like, duh, bro. Anyways, Christine Lagarde. No disrespect, but I'm just saying, man. Christine Lagarde, managing director of the IMF, which is, that's a pretty big and reputable entity in the old world, is what we're going to start calling it on my channel. The IMF, she says, might just give existing currencies and monetary policy a run for their money. Girl, you get my thumbs up. Arthur Levitt, former commissioner of the SEC. I don't know whether it will be Bitcoin or Ethereum, but it's here to stay. You get my thumbs up, bro. Throw up a little Bitcoin or Ethereum wallet and I'll donate to you just for saying that. Howard Marks, co-chairman of Oaktree, nothing but an unfounded fad. You get my thumbs down. Blythe Masters, CEO of Digital Asset Holdings, it's analogous to email for money. You get my thumbs up. You're seeing it. Ravi Menon, Managing Director of Monetary Authority of Singapore, says it's potentially transformative. Okay, you get my thumbs up, but again, barely, because, dude, saying potentially transformative is saying, like, I possibly might be injured before I die. It's possible I might get sick before I die. It's like, well, duh, bro. Of course it's possibly transformative. Look at what everybody's saying. No disrespect again, but I'm just saying. Mike Novogratz, former chief investment officer of Fortress. This is going to be the largest bubble of our lifetimes. Everybody should have some. Mike, you got my thumbs up. Post up your address and I'll give you some, bro. Vikram Pandit, former CEO of Citi, says have the promise to change the world. You get my thumbs up. Larry Summers, former U.S. Secretary of the Treasury, a very important kind of idea. A very important kind of idea. Okay, you get my thumbs up, but again, kind of barely, bro. Janet Yellen, chairman of the U.S. Federal Reserve, a very important new technology. She sees it. Thumbs up. Zhao Chan, governor of the People's Bank of China. Remember, they just banned Bitcoins for a little bit. Digital currency and cash will coexist for a long time. So that might be somebody that's going to give us some insight into China, into how things will evolve over there. So just wanted to give you guys kind of like a good overview of what all the leaders in the world are saying right now about all of this, because it's good for you to see. It's good for you to know that they're arguing about this. Some people are about it, some people are not. Some people barely have my thumbs up because if you barely have my thumbs up, it's kind of like I see you as like you're kind of like just following the lead and you haven't really grasped the concept of this yet. No disrespect, like I've been saying the whole time, just please ask somebody about this so that you can comprehend it, you can get on board as fast as possible, because the faster we get on board with this, the faster we can evolve the earth, baby. Next, you know, look at this guy right here. It's kind of going into what I was just talking about, but the acting controller of the currency of the U.S. Treasury Department said he is open to the idea that a new breed of banks might one day conduct business in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. This is something that's good to take note of, because this guy right here, Keith Noreka, you get my thumbs up, bro, because he's specifically talking about the number one cryptocurrency that started everything, and he said other cryptocurrencies. So that's interesting. And this is a guy that, in my opinion, is approaching it from his heart. He's approaching it with his third eye open, like, hey, look, this is something that I can't deny, and this is something that I should probably start to interface with and start to work with ASAP, so that way we can make this transition as quick as possible. Okay, next, South Korea bans all ICOs. Okay, guys, I'm sorry, but you're getting my thumbs down right now. Just right now, because I have a feeling that you're not going to be able to ban all ICOs for long and be able to participate in global trade in the future. Just my opinions, dude. I speak huge on this channel. I know that what I'm saying is easily debatable, but that's the beauty of my channel, baby. You can have your own channel. So yeah, South Korea, they're banning all ICOs. What's funny too is that if you look this up in the news right now, you'll also see that South Korea is hacking Bitcoin, Ethereum specifically, and they are trying their hardest to siphon out a lot of this money, and at the same time they're banning it. So it's pretty interesting. Seems like they're taking the suit that JP Morgan is taking, where they're going to publicly trash it and then privately try to collect as much as possible. Tisk tisk, guys. Dirty, dirty. It's not the best way to play it, okay? You just got to end up opening your heart, you know, open your mind, and you're going to see it, man. You're going to see it. If you need help, I'm here. If you need help, there are other people that are here. We're here to help. Yeah, the IMF. Look at what the IMF is saying. Digital currencies are here to stay. So check this out. Whether I agree with them or not, the IMF is a big entity on the planet right now, because they're the International Monetary Fund, and they're the ones that pretty much regulate the trade, and they're the overseers of like the money that's on the planet. And I'm speaking really loosely about this because, you know, feel free to correct me in the comments. I don't care. But like, she is saying, the point of what I'm trying to get at is that she is saying that digital currencies are here to stay, and that's pretty good. I like it, because that means that in the IMF we have some people that are seeing this and they're approaching it from their heart. They already have their third eye open. So Lagarde, you got my thumbs up. Thank you, girl. I'm glad that you're on board. Next, China's traders become mainstream heroes by defying the exchange ban. So, like I was talking about, China is, you know, they're going crazy with what they're talking about right now with cryptos. They may be banning it altogether. So far, they've already banned the exchanges. It's September 30th in USA right now, guys. So that means that in China, it's already October 1st, and they have said that they were going to start monitoring 100% of the transactions going through these exchanges starting right now, going forward. So let's go ahead and send out some good vibes to our brothers and sisters over in China. Let's go ahead and send our support. If any of you guys that are watching this have any services that you can lend to our people, let's do it, baby. Let's get some help. Because already, like, they are seeing something where they're seeing the suppression, and, you know, there could be at some point where we may need that help as well. So check this out, though. China's traders becoming mainstream heroes by defying the exchange ban. I just want you guys to listen to the tone of this message, because you're going to hear about how I talked to you in some of these previous videos about how the people of China have now seen an alternative, and oh, that's going to be too hot. That's too hot to put down. It's going to be too hot to go back to these banks. where people are telling you how you can spend your money, who you can spend it with, why you can spend it, what you can spend it on, and if they're okay with that. So, sorry, but now we have cryptocurrency, we got blockchain technology, it's changing. So I just wanted to kind of like show you some of this. Chinese investors are defying the ICO and exchange ban to such an extent that the rebellion has made mainstream news. Citing traders and commentators in mainland China and over the border, Reuters, which is a big, reputable company, you know what I'm saying? Reuters notes that despite sensitivities on the topic, cryptocurrency holders are seeking any reasonable method to continue trading. That's what I'm saying, guys. They can't, look at this. This is making my heart open. They can't set rules to stop me from investing in what I want to invest in. An anonymous Chinese told the publication Friday. They say you are protecting me, but as long as I think this is good, they have no way to intervene. So China's, this is just making me feel so good. It's making me feel emotional in all the right ways, because I knew this was going to happen. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. Expect it to get way bigger than this, and it's amazing to be alive right now. I'm so grateful for this. But look, China's original ban on ICOs and impending ban on crypto to fiat trading seriously dampened the market appetite for expansion earlier this month. That's when earlier on this channel we broadcasted and we did the hashtag China Crypto Challenge, which tomorrow I'm going to report in on how well I did. And we're going to see what happened and how well the market recovered. And if I lost, I lost. I don't care. But it was a good experiment. Check this out. A rebound has been slow to materialize. And listen to this. This is what I want you guys to hear. I can do over-the-counter trades or I'll go offshore. My wallet is my wallet. I've never registered my identification card. The anonymous investor continued. China's local Bitcoins market posted its highest ever weekly volumes of 115.1 million yuan for the 7 days to September 23rd. This is just beautiful, guys. A shift in focus to offshore, meanwhile, is something not just users but industry insiders foresee as an increasingly common it's going to be commonplace once the full exchange ban is in place by the end of October. So, think about that for a moment. What is this doing to our planet? What is this doing? What's this making these people say? This is beautiful. In my opinion. You have your opinions. That's what's so beautiful about being alive on this planet right now. But this is amazing to see some of the people in another country that have been very suppressed just from the information that I've gotten. And they're waking up in such a way that they're not going to back down. I'm telling you, I'll tell it right now. I've been saying this the whole time, but like, if you're trying to stop cryptocurrencies, it's like scratching herpes. You're just going to open up a flame. You're just going to open up something so big on yourself that you're just going to wish that you just would have went along with it. You just would have wished that you would have never attacked this thing, because it's waking people up. These China's traders are becoming mainstream heroes, and expect it to be a domino effect for the rest of the countries that their governments become scared. And we need to help them, guys. We need to help them not be scared, because it's something that we can all participate in. If you work for the government, if you don't, if you're an elitist, if you're not, if you're in the Illuminati, if you're on the streets, you can get in. That's what's so beautiful about this. Next, U.S. State Department is to host a big blockchain forum next month. This is going to be pretty interesting because our U.S. government officials are going to be meeting on blockchains. They're going to be talking about this. These government officials are not paid cheaply. So when they need to get together for a meeting, there's a lot of money going into that meeting, and it's because the topics that are on that agenda are worth that money. And blockchain apparently is something that they are putting to the top of their priorities. Just like what I've been saying, you can't stop it. So what I'm about to say is that next month, we'll expect some regulation, expect some things to try to come out in the U.S. about this. It's up to us, guys. It's up to us to uphold this currency, to uphold this vibration. Keep your heart open, keep your mind open. And I'm saying this even for myself. Silky, keep your mind open, keep your heart open, keep your perspectives level, and show everybody the benefits of this. I'm going to need to watch this video in the future for myself, and it's going to be amazing. All right, check this out. I want to help you guys too. Crypto wallets are remaining at risk from phone hacks. This is what InsideBitcoins.com is saying. So this is something that's really good for you guys to know, and it's even better because you guys need to know about how basically we need to make sure that we're not getting hacked. And how we do that is we do a few different things. Some people need to take their privacy seriously is what they're saying. Talking openly about cryptocurrency on Facebook and Twitter can make users an easy target for hackers. Guys, I've said this before. I'm not worried about it because my heart is open. My mind is open. I'm here. I'm awake and I'm aware. So next, just make sure that you're keeping your stuff like on hardware wallets. Use two-factor authentication, those types of things, so that way you have to have multiple devices in order to sign into any accounts that are holding big funds for you. Also know that if you're investing in any of the programs that I'm investing in on this channel, that this is funds that I'm okay with and comfortable with losing. And pretty soon I'm going to unveil this investment plan that I have on this channel too, about how I'm putting some funds aside to hold, I'm putting some funds aside to invest, and I'm putting some funds aside to pay off the debts that I have. So just be prepared for that. Next, conduct an audit of your online identity and remove the addresses from social media profiles. These are common security questions for companies when people call in. Another thing that's huge is that Equifax just got a huge data breach, and now every American, at least, that's in their system is now going to have to watch over their backs for the rest of their lives because all of the social security numbers and everything has been breached. It's so serious that the first moves that they've made is just to tell people you can freeze your credit. That's how serious this is. But am I worried? You already know the answer to that, because I know that Bitcoin and I know that cryptocurrencies are showing us a new way of being able to establish our credit through the blockchain, through distributed ledgers. And so that's something that I have full confidence that there will be many companies that are going to try to step up and fill the shoes of Equifax, as well as TransUnion and Experian or whatever it is, that the other credit reporting company. There's going to be third-party blockchain companies coming out to take their place if it's not already obvious to people that the blockchain is its own verification. That's what makes this so beautiful. Doesn't matter if you're in the jungle of Brazil, baby. You can verify transactions if you can access the blockchain. I don't care where you are. That's what makes it so amazing. Next, deploy authentication, two-factor authentication codes. I've already talked about that. Build in some transaction delays. Coinbase lets you cancel your transactions 48 hours after you send them because they're not really sending them. They're just sending that person a notification that your money's on its way. But in 48 hours, it's actually going to be on its way. And that's Coinbase's way right now of trying to set up and establish a way for users to be more competent with their funds. So let's expect that to go forward. Next, just stay aware, follow up immediately on these unexpected events, things like that. Stay up on the news. Staying involved with this channel will help you definitely. Staying involved with some of the other channels that I'll give shout outs to on this channel is definitely going to help you as well. Get hardware wallets. Ledger Nano S is something that I'm for sure considering. I might get that for a nice little present for myself. Next, just familiarize yourself with freezing your accounts in case this happens, guys. So just wanted to show you that because, yeah, crypto wallets are going to remain at risk from phone hacks, and I want to go ahead and tell you a little bit about that because real quickly, something just happened on on PAISA. If you guys use this app here, PAISA, they just sent me an email saying, hey, Silky, we just released a critical update for PAISA on Android that has rendered older versions obsolete. If you do not update the app, you'll experience crashes and other issues. But what's pretty cool is that it said if you have an Apple device, you don't require an update. So that's pretty cool. And anybody that's holding an Apple device and using PAISA, there's security measures that Apple puts into place that Google doesn't, and that has a factor into why this is why you don't have to update your device. If you're using an iPhone, if you're using an Android, you got to update, and that's just because things are so fragmented with Google's software and they don't own the hardware that yeah, there's going to be a lot of holes in the software out there, guys. So your wallets are going, if they're on your phone, it's going to be at a risk to a hack, definitely. If it's in Coinbase and things like that, if it's in Coinbase, blockchain, and a few other wallets like that, you won't have to worry about it because that's being held in escrow at a big company. And if you want to know more about that, just leave a comment. I'd be happy to do a video for that. But, yep, next. I'm not trying to end up going on forever, you know what I mean? Okay, check this out. Something big is going to happen. On October 25th, we're going to have another fork in the blockchain. What is a fork? You can watch so many videos about this, but I learned my lesson from our first fork. I pulled all of my Bitcoin off of all the exchanges. So whatever, you know, it's whatever. We learn our lessons, right? But this time there's going to be another one that's going to happen on October 25th. And October 25th, there's going to be this new type of proposal about how the transactions are going to go through the network, and it's going to be called SegWit 2x. It's segregated witness. If you care about this, if you want me to do a video on this, I'd be happy to do a video on this. If not, just Google this and just look it up, and you'll be able to find out why this is changing. Actually, here's some homework for you from this channel. Go out, answer this question for me, answer this question for yourself, more importantly, and actually try to make somebody else answer this question too. What is SegWit 2x and why is it important? Okay, that's homework. Okay, next. There's something pretty interesting that Forbes is putting out. Forbes is another big wig that has a lot of clout. And they basically say that this US dollar backed token issued on Ethereum is a ticking time bomb. What token are they talking about? They're talking about Tether. There was something pretty cool about how they talked about what it is. The basic concept of Tether is quite simple. An entity holds US dollars in a bank account and then issues tokens based on that bank account balance. So once one Tether is equal to one US dollar. And that's basically what this article is saying, is that this is basically JP Morgan's dream. It's basically all these regulators that are against Bitcoin. It's their dream because they're going to wait for something to happen with this coin, and then they're going to end up pushing something where they're going to be like, see, I told you, I told you, this is too big, we need to regulate this. And so they're going to go to our government, and they're going to, actually all kinds of bankers that are against it are going to go to the governments, and they're going to lobby them, and they're going to say, governments, we don't want you to do this. You got to stop this stuff. You see, you've got to stop these cryptocurrencies because they're not safe, and because terrorism, and because money laundering, and because all these other things are happening. So you've got to shut down these Bitcoins. The only thing that's safe for you to use is the money we make for you. Which is interesting. The money we make for you and we give you from our buildings that we charge you on interest on every dollar. Okay? We want you to still use our dollars, please. Which is crazy, right? I'm getting lit on this channel. I don't care. And so, like, that's what I'm trying to say, is that these people they're going to end up saying this to the government. They're going to lobby for it. That's why JP Morgan's already, Jamie Dimon at least, is saying the governments are going to put people in prison. Who's going to say that? Except for JP Morgan, who has a whole bunch of money, and is going to go to the government and say, we want you to put people into prison if they don't stop using Bitcoin and start using our money again. Dang it. And the government's going to be like, why? I think it's a great thing if it's a forward-thinking government. Then You know, JP Morgan is going to say whatever they're going to say, and they're going to be like, basically, because I said. And if you don't, then we're going to take our money from you. And how are you going to be a government if you don't have our money? And so, yeah, that's basically how that's going to go. And then you're going to see the governments go, oh, fine, we'll write some laws in. And then they're going to end up saying, okay, you guys can't use blockchains. And then JP Morgan's going to be like, hold on, government, hold on. We're not saying you can't use blockchains. You just can't use the blockchains that we can't control. JP Morgan has come out with its own Quorum blockchain, and we want you to allow the people to use that because it's safe. It's going to be free from terrorism. It's going to be free from all the other things. But look, guys, here's my ultimate question to this, and I'm going to move on. Tell me where all the things, if you anything that you hear any of these central bankers that are against Bitcoin, any of the reasons that you hear them say that Bitcoin is a fraud, it supports terrorism, it supports any of this other stuff, say to yourself immediately, well, tell me, when did the US dollar or any other currency not do that? When did that not happen? Okay? Because everything in life is a double-edged sword. So you're going to get it. You're going to get fraud, you're going to get terrorism, you're going to get all that stuff with cryptocurrencies too. Yep, it's going to happen. It's bound to happen. But it's something that we have to deal with going forward. We're going to end up learning ways of becoming more open with our hearts and more open with our minds, so that way this planet can evolve and we won't really have to end up, you know, having accounting firms. We're not going to have judges in the future. We're not going to have passwords. We're not going to have locks on this planet in the future once this really takes over, because when that happens, people are going to be evolved enough and they're going to be using their own money competently enough. They're not going to want to make mistakes. They're not going to want to do those types of bad things that we're currently doing. You're seeing it happen in China right now. It's so beautiful. It's opening my heart every time I think about it, but I just got to move on. So next, so that happened in China. You saw what's happening in China. Japan is issuing cryptocurrency exchange licenses. Okay, so that's pretty much an about face from China, and that's pretty interesting. Here's what I got to say about that. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but just from this headline alone, just think about that. Japan is issuing cryptocurrency exchange licenses. Japan is very smart, in my opinion, because what they're saying is that, okay, we recognize that this is a big thing. We recognize that it's such a big thing that we're not going to turn a blind eye to it like China is and like some of these other people are, but we're going to try to control it by saying we will allow certain exchanges to exchange those types of currencies. We will allow that. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's what cryptocurrencies do. It transcends all of this. It transcends what people say other people can do with their money. So in my heart, in my mind, what I would like the exchanges in Japan to do is to politely work with the government in Japan and say, hey, that's nice, and it's very polite. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention. And if I was a government that was in power and seeing myself lose power very fast due to the world waking up to a decentralized currency, I would be concerned too. And I would start to issue licenses to these exchanges for you to exchange these other currencies that I really don't know anything about yet. But what I want you to know about is that I would politely like Japan's exchanges to decline that and say, thank you so much, but no thanks. We wouldn't like your license to exchange. In fact, we would like to give you some of these cryptocurrencies as well. We would like for you to help us spread this even further to make it comfortable with the people of Japan. The government's in a great place right now. They can make an amazing move for their people if they end up looking at it and they go, hey, you're right, exchanges. We were wrong about the way we approached you. We will end up coming back and we'll say, how about you tell us how much currency we can have as the government? And also we can not just, you can't tell us how much, but let's work together with how much currency the government will hold, the people will hold, the exchanges will hold, and just let's try to come up with something that makes the people comfortable and makes the people in the government comfortable, so that way, as we start to transition out of our positions of power, it's not going to be so rough. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just have a heart about it. Have your eye open, and we will get through this, no problem. Next, Wall Street firms are going to move trillions into blockchains. So what I want you guys to see that's really interesting is that the Wall Street is now going to end up commissioning some people in the SEC to end up trying to make blockchains for 2018. Mark these words now on September 30th, 2017, that 2018 is going to be the year of the blockchain. It's going to be the rise of the blockchain. The blockchain is going to spread across the planet like a beautiful virus, like a virus that everybody's been waiting for, that's actually an antidote to everybody's problems. Because everybody right now that hasn't heard of it and doesn't completely comprehend it is still being told how to use their money by somebody else. And that's the problem. And that's what we're getting past with blockchains here. We're getting past it with this. Blockchains are going to allow everybody on the planet to do that which they please with their money. And when they're able to do that, they're going to wake up very fast. There's going to be some people that are going to fall on their face, and it's okay. It's okay. We're here to pick you up and help you because we're all human. We've all made mistakes. I've already had Bitcoin stolen from me in return. I've had Bitconnect stolen from me in return. Ether has been stolen and returned. So people are realizing, they're waking up, they're understanding, they're comprehending in their hearts, like, yo, I can't go about this with the closed heart. I need to sit down daily, maybe meditate, maybe talk to myself, maybe give myself some affirmations. Guys, I want you to think about what some of these CEOs of some of these big banks and some of these big governments, what would happen to them if they did that for 7 days? If you just did that, just talk to yourself nicely and say, you know what? This is a beautiful thing. And I am so grateful to be alive right now. And I'm so grateful to be in a position of such power where I can end up empowering myself with all of my funds. So 2018, year of the blockchain. Mark it down on your calendars to actually just buy it. Hey, if you got blockchain calendar, make one, send one to me because I want one. Because 2018 is the year of the blockchain. Give me a calendar. And last and not least, the head of the Philadelphia said, more trust. This is why I wanted to save this one for last, guys. The head of the Philadelphia Feds is kind of like silky smooth right now on the Smooth Experience. They agree with me and I agree with them, and they get my thumbs up. The head of the Philadelphia Feds are saying, I have more trust in government than Bitcoin. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was reversed. I thought they have more trust in Bitcoin than the government. So we're in fact completely opposite on that. So it's okay, you know. But you know what's so interesting is that these guys, they are now my opinion of the Feds. They get my thumbs down. Correction, right? But if you have more trust in the government than Bitcoin, I hear what you're saying. But I'd like you to marinate in the blockchain technology more. I'd like you to marinate and just soak in the thoughts of what blockchain does to somebody. How it can sit there and tell somebody, wow, I better be pretty correct with the things that I do with myself because it's going down on a ledger that's going to be distributed across the planet immediately. So I can't be so shady anymore. Like, I can't do things so behind the scenes anymore because it's right there. It's being recorded to the blockchain. So, yeah, you're going to see some things that are going to come out where, think about this, please. Think about what it does to our species when our species is going to have to think about their actions before they do it. They're going to think about their money before they spend it. That's like just the biggest root cause of what a lot of our deficits are right now, whether it be financial or emotional. Just all of that. So just think about that. Think about so the homework is to think about what blockchain does to our species in the long term, how it's going to change our planet. And the other part is, if you care and you want to know about what SegWit 2x is, look that up. Google that. Leave a comment below if you get any value out of this. If you know anybody else that would leave a value out of this, do the website thing. Leave the comment, do the hearts, do the likes, click on the bells, do all the notification things if you like this, because I'm going to try to be posting these videos up all the time. I'm going to at least try to get one up every day. It may not, just be forewarned right now that it may not happen every single day for at least the next couple months, just because I'm getting this technology thing down and I'm trying to learn how to spread these messages that I say through this channel across the web better and better. So the quicker I can get that down, the more consistent I can be. So if any of you guys out there have any tips or you want to help me, I'm open to it, baby. So other than that, if you got some value out of this, love that. If you want to share it with somebody, do that. Other than that, I'm going to be in with you on the next video. Silky smooth, out for the smooth experience. I'll see you in the next episode.